Hello, good morning. I just got back from the Written in the Mitten writing retreat and I'm actually going to be gone in 2 weeks time again, so I'm really just trying to have like I've foregone the idea of a routine. There will be no routine for the 2 weeks that I will be like in town for. Thankfully there shouldn't be any more travel after that for like a while, which I'm excited about. I love traveling, but I'm excited to just like hunker down. But while I was on the retreat, I was chatting with Jessica Williamson, my CP. Oh, now the Hex Library, meow. You like the Hex Library too? Yeah? Okay. Yes, she does. Are you here for the Hex Library? Yeah, you are. Are you here for the Hex Library? Anyways, and one of those kind of interesting things about talking with other writers is that you then are inspired in some way. So Jess was talking about treating her writing almost as fan fiction again, and I'm sure she'll talk about this in a video of hers, so I won't go into a lot of detail, but it did sort of inspire me to do something similar, just in the mornings, writing by hand, just write little nuggets of a story idea that's been in my head for a while, just for fun. I'm trying to, much like in the spirit of this NaNoWriMo for me, kind of integrate back in just for fun projects and treating it, yeah, almost as fan fiction, just writing the scenes I want to write and having a lot of fun with it. Yes, fun. And so that's been how I've been starting my mornings. It's been really nice, and sort of the almost blue hour of the morning, just sitting outside enjoying what I've been writing. I have like fully crossed through stuff and like made extra notes, but the thing I found about writing the scenes almost haphazardly with no plan for the plot exactly, like because this story's been in my head for so long, I do have a general idea of how it will progress, but where any individual scene falls along any particular beat is a mystery. But the mystery has added that as I'm writing the scene, like halfway through it, I'm usually like, oh my god, I could have another scene here which could serve as like this. So anyways, yes, it's been very fun and just a great start to my day to create with no expectations, and I've really enjoyed it. So anyways, the rest of this vlog is just going to be just that, you know? No goals. There are no goals here today. It's just vibes. There's actually really not a whole lot of goals for this 2-week period. It's just kind of like, you know, get some writing in the morning, get some writing in the afternoon, do some other stuff in between, and let it be. And then after that hour-ish of just fun writing, I've sort of refilled the well. So keeping in mind almost all the lessons that I've learned the past 2 months and taken a break from creating to refill the well, I've been listening to all of my podcasts along my walk and getting out and seeing the beautiful colors change belatedly, and also like there's not a whole lot of color change here in Texas, but sometimes you stumble upon something beautiful and I will take what I can get. What I do want to do this morning though is, you can see I've been writing it upside down. While I'm enjoying the full like free write, I do think it would be a little bit fun to play around with some timeline software and just go ahead and put these 3 scenes that I've written in full. Let us do that. Also, it's probably worth mentioning over the course of this vlog that I'm actually combining a couple days in one, so if it seems like I'm doing a lot, or maybe it doesn't seem like I'm doing a lot at all, if it seems like it, it's because it's just several all together. I usually try and show the vlogs in the same sort of timeline that they happen, but what gets me in trouble is that I then, like, some days you just don't want to talk on camera, or some days you just don't want to film everything that you do, and so I've kind of just like, at least for this vlog, we're testing out letting go of that and feeling more of a vibe of what I did, you know, rather than it being exact. You know, what I don't want to do is make anyone feel bad when they watch my vlogs. Like, feel as if they aren't getting enough done or anything, especially if I accidentally give the impression that I'm doing this all in one day, you know? So I figure transparency is the goal, especially as we're about to head into NaNoWriMo, and I might be doing like a couple daily vlogs randomly at the start, or like weekly vlogs or whatever. So actually, while I am doing this timeline, the whole 3 scenes I got, I do want to switch back to Project Death. I also got a salad that is frankly too big for the bowl that I chose, because I had an epiphany while on the retreat, and I think I can add it in here real quick. Okay, yay. The sections are all updated now. The most precious little writing buddies all in a row. Okay, I just got out of the shower. Don't mind the wet hair doing things. I had to text myself because I was just thinking about actually NaNoWriMo, and the next step for me on that for my prep is the queries, and so I was just kind of like thinking how I would start them, and then 2 of them sort of popped into my head, so you can see I texted myself for really long. I had that moment of being like, oh no, I need to get to my computer so I can start writing these down. But at the same time, playing around with them in your head with almost no expectations, because I don't know if this makes sense, but because you can't see how bad they look on the screen, it's easier to just like kind of rework them over and over again. Like there's no negative feedback, I guess, in seeing them, because you might not necessarily remember what you said. I don't know if anyone else has that, but the flip side of that is that I do have quite poor memory, so that by the time I like get out of the shower to type something up, if I've thought of something incredible and I'm like, oh no, I know that once I put this on the page it'll be awesome, it will not be there anymore. So anyways, I was just like sitting wrapped in my towel texting myself feverishly, and we're going to see now if I can take what I typed and like move it to what we need it to be on the page, which means I actually need to open up a different Scrivener file. Nano 22. Brr, 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 brr. That is something that's been kind of interesting while I'm handwriting, is that before I used to complain that it would take me too long and my brain was moving too fast. It feels like now almost my brain stays in the moment with my hand. I don't know if that's because I've been doing it longer, or because I have no expectations of trying to get a certain number of words in a certain amount of time. That might actually be it. So I'm not trying to like jump ahead of myself. I just kind of like keep writing in the scene, really staying in the scene more. And if I do have a note, I mean, I do make some scribbles at the top or like notes along the way. But I think the kind of chill vibes have been nice. It's always one of those that in theory, if I guess I could do the chill vibes all the time, that would probably be what's healthiest for me. Or just like the best, most enjoyable way of writing. Does that make sense? Like I do quite like the rush of seeing how many words I can get, but over the long haul, like over the course of a whole week, I don't really want to be that focused on that, which is great, except when there are deadlines and like you have to do it. So anyways, it's been nice to basically have no deadlines and just taking this 2-week period to be like, let us just lounge about our writing. Lounge about like the cute little doggos are doing. Just living their best life, truly. Okay, I'm about to go get my flu shot and my COVID booster. Yay! Aha! Found it! Hooray! All good. I actually did not have the flu shot, unfortunately, but I will see who might have it in the future. Hopefully soon.
University, and I graduated with my
What? Smarter people than me would have read where it quite clearly said to pour the hot milk over the skull and not just stab the skull, but you know what? I enjoyed my time. It's pretty good. It's not bad hot chocolate. I might add more marshmallows though. I did want to talk about the response, the overwhelmingly positive and wonderful response to my toxic productivity migraine catch-up video. I didn't actually answer a lot of comments at the time because I was still very like anxious about the whole thing. That has gotten better. So the migraines themselves unfortunately have not gotten better, but the sort of debilitating anxiety around them has, which is at this point really feels like all I can ask. And that's really nice. So what I do want to do, I do want to answer some of the comments during that time because I feel like I am like emotionally ready for it finally. And I have some comfort hot chocolate to keep me company, but I did just want to give you all an update since so many people were so kind to leave, you know, positive encouragement and also like tell me about their own stories dealing with similar things. So cheers to that. I think that's the first time in a while that I've walked out of a bookstore without getting anything, but I do have some books that I need to return anyways, so like it's probably for the best anyways. Especially I'm gonna try not to go into the library because I still have library books, and I really have done a terrible job of reading from my shelf this year, even though that was like a goal. So I did check though, because while I was in the bookstore, they had Carrie Fisher's book, one of her books, and I noticed that the imprint label looked like the buns for her hair, and I was like, did she start up a label, you know, before she'd passed? And like, did she publish it? And no, it was its own label. They published a lot of famous people's books, people that like maybe didn't start out as authors is what I mean, celebrities, but like obviously Carrie Fisher is an incredible writer, so like anyways, you get what I mean. So I'm guessing for each little book they might have changed the design a little bit, but when I pulled up that imprint, it showed that they actually closed in 2017, and I was reading up about it, and it reminded me of Hallmark Publishing. I was going to submit to them for the second time, and actually they're closing too. The main editor left, and they like announced that they were going to postpone the open submission process, and then like not that much later it was announced that they were just closing completely. It did sound like it was a lot of work on behalf of that editor to like start it all up, so I think when she left it was just like, but very kindly of her, Bryn Donovan, or that's one of her pen names, she actually did post about other places that you could try to submit or query or like not need an agent to submit to these publishers for sweet romance. So I thought that was really cool. Might be something that me and my co-writer do in the future. Who knows? But anyways, now I'm just all about learning more about these imprints. All right, we're going to get some bubble tea and then drop books off at the library and try not to pick up any more books. Yes. No. So I of course will aim straight through the head.
Fine. You want to be a writer? Then write.
A personal attack. All right, now that I've been so brutally attacked by Suits, by my rewatch, I figure let's do some night writing. I got a new unicorn that lights up different colors. You know, like an adult. So it has been quite fun to write to at night. All right. Thank you, sir, for your efforts. I think that is going to be it for this vlog. Let me know what you're currently working on. Let me know if you've tried anything a little bit different. Maybe it's writing at night instead of in the morning. And if you've not, I'd actually like to challenge you to just try it out, all in the name of fun. So whether that is picking a for fun project that you have been thinking about for a while and just spending the day working on that, whether that is working in a genre you've never worked in before, or whether it is handwriting a project that you haven't done in a really long time, yes, that is my challenge to you. Also, let me know if you feel like you're in a new season for yourself, if that makes sense. I remember this time last year, a lot of people were talking about wintering, and I really enjoyed the book and the conversation and just like what it inspired within me. So I've definitely been thinking of my life more in seasons in some respects. And so with the whole health struggles I've been having lately, this has definitely felt like its own sort of season as I'm, you know, trying to, you know, accept this and also work with myself and just have more fun for the sake of fun. So it's like, it's all just a thing. Yes, so I'd love to know what season you feel like you're in. If you had to give it a title, as someone bad with titles, I'm going to put that on you. What would you title it? And also if you could let me know how you liked the structure of this vlog, if you cared one way or the other. Again, it kind of looks like I did all of it in one day, except not really, because I changed shirts and did different nails like a million times. Or let me know if you prefer getting to see like the day by day sort of style of vlogging. I'm just curious. But thank you guys so much for watching it, and I will see you all very soon with a new video. Bye!